we're having a little pool day, and I just got this super awesome SMA-friendly floaty that I'm gonna go in the pool in. Super fun day, right?
Feet up.
I remember this being like feeling a little bit more sturdy, but I'm comfy. I want to take this into the ocean. Do you think I can?
Maybe, yeah. The currents, though.
I wish this pool was more sunny. Look at I'm turning. This is SMA Aqua therapy. I'm good at doing this way, but like it's harder to do this way. Because this hand is like disabled. Let's see if I can go straight back. Oh! I'm going. Maybe it's just the wind that's taking me. What's going on is I am a vlogger, and I am vlogging, and it is a dog dinner time, so we're feeding them. This is Addie Mae, Noah's dog, but she is now kind of been adopted into the family as my own, so now I have a daughter. And then this is Bubba, my original man. And there he is, just eating his little dinner. And the only reason he eats his dinner now is so Addie Mae can't eat the dinner. You know what? Whatever works. And this is Noah just being a turd, like he usually is. You know?
5 things on my mind.
What are the 5 things?
Sex, food, drugs, money, and Addie Mae. No, I'm just kidding. Alex.
Oh my god, Addie Mae, not me?
Alex. Well, Alex falls under the sex category. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, I fall under the sex category? Is that?
Into the love category.
Aww. You're so cute, babe. Wow, that was like a suction kiss.
Yeah, I felt that.
It was like, what are a few things that you want to share on the vlog?
Definitely an emphasis on mental health, interabled relationships, sex and interabled relationships, relationships in general, how we work through the everyday problems of relationships, and things you can do to enhance relationships, tools you could use.
Yeah, all the good shit.
All the good stuff. And yeah, there's
Would-
a few things.
Would you consider yourself disabled, like, with your diagnosis?
In a sense, yes.
What is your diagnosis, if you don't mind me asking? Or, like, saying it on camera? Obviously, I already know what it is.
So, my primary diagnosis is BPD, borderline personality disorder, with a secondary diagnosis of dysthymia, persistent depressive disorder, right? And then I obviously have comorbidities that I was never really formally diagnosed with. I also have several substance use disorder diagnoses. So yeah.
So, like, would you consider yourself disabled?
That's kind of like a tough question, and it's not really black and white.
Mm-hmm.
But, technically, yes, I am disabled.
Mm-hmm.
But in the eyes of society, no, I'm not disabled.
Right, because there's like so much stigma with like mental health and like, oh, how are you disabled? Like, because you have an invisible disability.
Yeah, and just like society kind of puts mental health
Yeah,
in its own
like,
separate category, and like, how could you put yourself in the same category as someone with a physical disability? You know?
For sure.
But then you talk about like the hierarchy of disability, and it's like,
Hey, you remember?
yeah, for sure. It's like, how are you gonna create some sort of hierarchy of disability? And you know,
Definitely.
but then I like try, it like begs to ask the question, like, then I guess like anything could really be a disability, like even the slightest thing could be a disability, and I guess yeah, like it could be, you know. And I mean, by no means is my like what you would say disability, anything about it slight. Like it's, for me personally, definitely very impairing, and I know that's not politically correct, but it definitely
Yeah, just obviously like I say ableist stuff sometimes too. Like you're learning and like.
But it does affect different areas of my life drastically, is what I mean by that. So here is the journal. As I was saying, it is a DBT diary card in the form of a journal.
Tell them what DBT is, babe.
DBT is dialectical behavioral therapy, the only proven treatment for borderline personality disorder and suicidal individuals. So it has a daily energy versus mood tracker, and has some categories for monitoring your anxiety, shame, fear, loneliness, etc. by week. What you did today, how you felt today. It's pretty dope. I recommend it. We went to the library the other day, and we bought some books. I got a DBT for Dummies book, which is pretty dope. Alex got that for me.
Trying to learn more about like borderline personality disorder, and I feel like our relationship has definitely been rocky at times. And I think having an understanding of what Noah struggles with is super important. So I picked up some books to hopefully learn.
So this one is when a loved one has borderline personality disorder. This one is loving someone with BPD. Definitely both good reads. I read one of them. We were going through the first one today. So yeah, I think it's great. She's actually taking an interest in my disorder.
I do, babe. I want to know. Just like how you went to the SMA conference. You want to know more about me. Like, I think that's really important in a relationship to like know about each other's different struggles. You know.
Definitely.
So, if you guys want to check out that BPD like journal, I can link it in the. I'm like a new YouTuber, but like down there wherever the links are, we could link that for you guys. It's really cool.
We're just making this vlog to talk about issues like mental health, relationships, interabled relationships, sex and
Are you weird about talking about sex on camera and all? Or are you very like open?
Pretty sex positive, so.
Yeah, we're both very sex positive, and I feel like that's something that we definitely want to share about. I think it's like important, and just like all the little like nuances of our relationship, and just like take you guys for some fun shit along the way too.
Yeah. Gonna take the puppers for a walk, and then get Alex ready for bed.
Noah is the bedtime like person, so he's been doing like caregiving for like I don't know, like over a month now, full time, which has been like amazing. He's like really, for someone that hasn't like had much experience with like helping a disabled person, he has surprised me, pleasantly surprised for sure. But obviously it's a lot for one person, and I want my hair to look cute and like makeup and like kind of more feminine stuff. So I just hired a new PA, and she's been doing some of my mornings, but for right now, Noah is doing the bedtime still.
So I usually wash her face, get her toothbrush out, mouthwash, and floss her. I put her head blankie down, put her in bed.
Wait, could you zoom in on, because you were talking about face wash? Wait, babe, zoom in on this pimple right here. Look at this, guys. It's like a fucking crater. I want to pop it so bad, and like, one of my guilty pleasures is like watching those pimple popping videos before bed, and then also like having Noah like pop my pimples for me. Or kind of weird, I don't know. That's probably not that weird, but I love it. I'm like, babe, pop my pimples, and he like pretends to pop them, so I'm happy. He's like, oh, I'm popping them right now. It's so juicy and good. And it's like he's really not popping anything.
Yeah, just pinching skin. So then I put her on her ear donut. Nice good old ear donut.
Alright, you gotta show them the ear. Tell them what happened to the ear donut.
Oh yeah.
That was a travesty.
This one here ate the ear donut.
And tell them how important the ear donut
An
is.
ear donut is an essential for SMAers.
Oh yeah.
And if not, she'll get ear sores. And she was heartbroken. She was crying.
Was I really
And
crying?
yes.
That is how important that ear donut is to me.
And I made a new one, and it was better than the old one.
Go show them the new one, babe. Because the new one you made is actually a lot better.
So I made this beautiful new ear donut. Very nice. Versus, do I still have the old one? No, must have thrown that away. Oh, here it is. This is the old one. Pretty ratty. And yeah. So basically, after I put her on her ear donuts, put on her BiPAP to pet her pony. Papperton, as we call him, her.
Is it a her or he?
I don't know.
That's not, we can't gender the Papperton.
Honestly, yeah, I don't, it could be an it, could be a your, I don't know.
Yeah. It's
So,
just Papperton.
yeah, it's just Papperton. And put that on, that little guy, girl, whatever. And put on her blankies, turn down the AC, put on the fan, give her phone with the charger in it, and she is ready to go.
And then we do a little cuddle.
A little cuddle, and then we zonk out.
Yeah, and then Noah snores.
No.
And then I fart on him.
That's not true either. Like the other way around.
Oh my gosh, no
She
way.
farts in her sleep.
Oh my god, no I don't.
But yeah. So that is basically our nighttime routine.
Yeah, when I'm not out partying.
That's a whole nother story that we'll get into.
Let's not put me on blast just yet. It's too early.
But we will get into more. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.